Snack has played a huge part in my training camp. The protein, the ZMA, everything, the pre-workout, it's played such a major part in my training camp, keeping me healthy, keeping me recovered, keeping me feeling good, strong, and ready for my next workout.
Well, I can't wait that we're in Miami. I mean, to be promoting Canelo Alvarez is a dream come true, but to be doing it at the home of the Miami Dolphins is unbelievable. So I think really important that we see Canelo fight in different regions, different territories. Of course, Texas last time was great. We were going to be there this week. That was very close. But to bring it to Florida, to bring it to Miami, and I've done shows in Miami before, and the general feeling in Miami is that why isn't Miami a bigger cauldron for big fights? But you need something like this to show the city how great the sport is. And when you bring the biggest name in sport here, it's a massive event for Miami. We're going to have 15,000 people in there. Wait till you see the fireworks, right?
Literally.
Because last time Canelo loved the fireworks.
He loved them,
right?
I'll tell you.
So I want to make sure I go. I spent a lot of money on fireworks, so you better enjoy it, and he better enjoy it. But
Is this fireworks going to top the last ones?
oh yeah.
Wow, look forward.
Better. It's cost me more money, but it's part of the show. The sell for this event is witness Canelo, witness greatness. So when you watch Canelo Alvarez, you're watching the best fighter in the world, and you're watching the best show in the world. This fight, I actually like this fight. I think the great thing about this fight is rather than taking up one of Canelo's 2 dates, Cinco de Mayo and September, this fight is wedged between them. He has to fight this fight or he loses his WBC title. But to do it in February, in the middle of those, is fantastic for boxing. And I actually like the fight because I know Yildirim and I know his team. And I know they're massive underdogs, but I promise you, they're not going to come and survive. Right? They know the only way they can beat Canelo is to fight fire with fire. Dangerous. But you can't beat him any other way. So you can come in and you can box him for 12 rounds and try and survive. What's the point? They're not those kind of people. They will. But dangerous. Because Canelo is like nothing I've ever seen before. Live.
What is your opinion about to have Canelo Alvarez, a Mexican fighter, as the face of boxing?
I think, as we find out more and more, we've just had 2 Mexicans fight on our show in the UK and just beat a couple of our UK fighters as well. I kind of feel like, although I'm 100% British, part of my heart belongs to Mexico for boxing, because that for me is where it not necessarily started, but it's the beating heart of the sport. And someone said to me, and I won't say who said it, you might not even know him, but when Mauricio Lara beat Josh Warrington a couple of weeks ago, it was such a big win. I mean, understand, Josh Warrington is the number 1 fighter in the weight class. This young Mexican fighter just came over, no one gave him a chance. Not even people in Mexico, really, and he won. And I spoke to someone in Mexico and I said, he said, Eddie, we have thousands of Mauricio Laras. Do you know what I mean? So what that means is your talent is so deep, but so many kids don't get the chance to come through. So what I'm working on, we'll be making an announcement very soon with Eddie and Saul about development of boxing in Mexico, because I want to come and start staging major events in Mexico, right? Because when we've been there and we've done it with, Estrada, when we did it in his hometown, when we did it with Rios in Tijuana, this is, for me, there's nothing like it, right? So the atmosphere when Estrada boxed was just incredible, and that's what we live for. San Antonio, which was even, 12,000 in a 60,000 arena, but there's so many great talent. I mean, there's another great talent behind you, a guy called Keyshawn Davis. Look, this is another great talent. He's not Mexican, but he can probably fight like a Mexican. I love it. I think it's brilliant. And even like for me, I watch Julio Cesar Martinez. See, British fight fans are interesting. They love boxing. They love Mexicans because they're so exciting. For me, I believe Julio Cesar Martinez can be a pound for pound star. We just got to keep him focused. We got to keep him disciplined. We got to keep him active. But he's so exciting. And when you're promoting a fight, if you're a customer, you have to know that every time you pay your money, you're going to get value. When you watch Canelo Alvarez, when you watch Julio Cesar Martinez, when you watch Maurizio Lara, when you watch Oscar Valdez against Butchel, when you get value every time. So it's, for me, it's foolproof. Mexican fighters, you're never going to get a bad night ever. So it's great, and we, like I said, we'll be making a big announcement in the next couple of weeks about a big launch in Mexico, and we want to keep unearthing stars because some fighters come from all kinds of different backgrounds, but that people like Maurizio Lara, how tough is he? What kind of background? I'd like to go to where he grew up, right, and learn more about that place, because when we talk about content as well, that's compelling content. Go into his hometown for people to say, no wonder this kid's tough,
Eddie,
right?
as a British, to fight against Mexicans like Callum Smith against Canelo, now Gildirim, and then Billy Joe
Yeah.
Saunders, how's your feeling? Do you feel hurt?
No, because I love Canelo. Like, this is the first fight I've done with Canelo where I can fully celebrate with him, right? Because last time I was promoting the show, but Callum Smith I've promoted since his professional debut. He's my friend, right? But I'm sitting there watching the fight and I'm just in awe of Canelo Alvarez. I'm thinking, how good is this fight? He can't be beaten. But then next time, so this weekend, I'm not involved with Yildirim. So when Canelo knocks him out, I can get in a ring and we can hug and celebrate. Then when Billy Joe Saunders fights him, again, I promote Billy Joe Saunders. So it's difficult, but all you can ever do is give people opportunities. Billy Joe Saunders, for a long time, has said he will beat Canelo Alvarez. He has the style to beat him. I'll tell you one thing. I think if there's anyone in the division that will beat or could beat Canelo Alvarez, I think it's Billy Joe Saunders, because he has the style and the movement, and he has something different. He has something different in his head. No fear, right? He can come out and he boxes and he moves and he flows. Other fighters come out. Oh, it's Canelo. See with Yildirim, this is why this will be a good fight, because Yildirim, no fear. He won't. He'll come out. He'll take his time, 2 or 3 rounds, and then Joel Diaz will say to him, "Right, now's your chance. Now's your chance. Go for it." And he'll let his hands go. But that's very dangerous. But it's exciting,
But you're risking everything, right?
Of course, but that's what we want. There's Yildirim can punch. Yildirim has plenty of heart. Yildirim has guts. But again, like, I've never sat. Callum Smith is the number 1 fighter in the world at 168, or was, right? Ring Magazine champion. And it's like, I'm watching it thinking, you can't win a round, let alone the fight. So how good is Canelo? And the problem is as well, when you have momentum, when you have confidence, and that comes from your team as well. So right now, I would not bet against an Eddie Reynoso fighter, ever. Right? I think Andy Ruiz can go and win a world title. I think maybe Ryan Garcia can beat Gervonta. Like, that's the feeling in their camp. And it's a very good feeling for a fighter to know that this is our team and we are unbeatable. And but the difference is, again, going back to the upbringing, that Canelo Alvarez has been doing this for a very long time, since what?
15 years.
Yeah, but probably, even younger than that, but he was, what did he make his debut at, 16 or 15? 15. He's seen everything, It's just a shame Floyd Mayweather's not around,
Eddie, so you think Billy Joe Saunders has what it takes to hand Canelo the second defeat? Obviously, he struggled against Floyd Mayweather. You think the ability to Billy Joe?
I think he's an underdog in the fight, of course, but I think he may be the guy who has a better chance than anybody to beat him, because he's a bit crazy and he won't fear, and he's slick, right? And we know that in the past, we keep saying, don't we, that Canelo has struggled against slick fighters, but this is when he wasn't as good as he is now. Do you know what I mean? So people talk about the Lara fight, the Floyd Mayweather fight, the Trout fight, but he was 40% of the fighter that he is now. But I do believe that the Billy Joe Saunders fight is massive. It's another champion, and Billy Joe Saunders really believes he will beat him. He always has believed he'll beat him. And when you have that belief, you always have a chance. It's when you go into the ring beaten already against Canelo Alvarez that you might as well not turn up.
Eddie, we want to get ahead of ourselves, but also Canelo does want to fight Caleb Plant if he does get past Yildirim and BJ Saunders. What do you think about that?
Another
fight?
good fight. You know, Caleb Plant is an exceptional fighter. He's a great mover. Has good fundamentals. Just don't see him beating Canelo Alvarez. Again, I've been watching boxing for 33 years live. Never seen anything like it. I've watched Mayweather fight. I've watched greats, heavyweight greats, Mike Tyson. I've watched Nazim Hamed. I've watched Joe Calzaghe. Brits before us, Mexican fighters before us. I've watched Pacquiao. I've watched Marquez. I've watched all these guys live. I've never seen anything like Canelo Alvarez.
What chance do you give Caleb Plant?
Good chance, because he's a world-class fighter. He's elite. He's he's a brilliant fighter. So always a chance, but something's got to go wrong. Do you know what I mean? So Canelo's got to perform badly, prepare badly, maybe have some problems outside the ring. I don't know. Something like, if you get the best Canelo Alvarez against the best Caleb Plant, Canelo wins 10 times out of 10. But if you get an underperformance and you get a 10 out of 10 Caleb Plant, or you get a bad camp or an injury or something, that's what I believe it's going to take for him to lose. Or the only other way he loses is if he goes up in weight too high. So if he fights, I don't know, Beterbiev, or if he fights cruiserweight. And really, that's what happened with Lomachenko. Lomachenko's not a lightweight, but he just kept going till he ran into a big, strong lightweight that could push him back and beat him.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Hub TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Hub TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.